Doesn't get much better than that. One of the great sport towns in America, San Francisco, California, with the iconic Golden Gate Bridge. The conditions near perfection. It will be Spain, it will be Australia, and it will be New Zealand to decide who walks away with $2 million and honors as champion in season 4.
Well, it looks like Tom Slingsby has looked into his magic ball and got the answer that he would be followed back by Burling, because Burling is last into the box with 46 seconds to go. Spain separates out. Expect Australia and New Zealand to get quite close in a battle for that downwind end of the line. Spain looks like they're going to go for space. New Zealand decides to turn back early. 34 seconds to go here. Every boat's going to have a long run up. It's all on the judgment. Top of the line, Spain. They're going to have the fastest angle to mark one, but that optimum position is at the downwind end. Here comes the push from Slingsby. Trying to get over the top, trying to gain control. Burling now, he's the attacker. Who's got their timing right here with 18 seconds to go? It's time to wind it up on board Spain right now. New Zealand are going to have one more big push at the Australians. Can Slingsby defend? Timing, absolutely crucial. Pole position sits with Australia, and at the bottom of the line, here comes the black foils. Who's got their timing right? They're all going to hit the line fast. Spain's so fast at the top of the line. Pole predictor says they're going to lead at Mark 1, but I think they're going to struggle to get around the top of the Australians from here. Absolute drag race in at the moment. New Zealand, can they stay alongside? It's going to be Spain. They're going to lead at Mark 1.
There we go.
The season 4 grand final is on as they approach mark number 1, and it is the Spanish out in front. The first time they have led a race here in San Francisco, and they picked the perfect time.
Oh, the execution was perfect, Todd, and you could just see the ramifications of those other races. New Zealand were scared of the start line. They ended up a little bit slow at it. They've been early other time. Look at the fans on the shore. There's been 2 massive sporting successes for Spain today. They say these things come in threes, and when a start like that makes it best possible. Australia are being forced off the course. There's a boat in the way of them there. Oh no, disaster for the Aussies. No massive panic, but that's really opened the door for the black foils to come back at the Spanish as they set themselves up for gate 2. We've seen that one more manoeuvre and a right turn has been the favoured move all day. Let's see what they go with.
And the pressure is on the Spanish team here. They have been slightly slower on average on this downwind leg than the Kiwis, trailing behind them, but clearly gusting pressure on them now, almost up to 80 kilometers an hour.
See the dark patches on the water, that's what they're looking for. That's where your gusts of winds are coming from. You see the speeds at the top of the mast. 76 kilometers an hour for the Spanish out in front. They got the whole shot, and now it is on. It is going to be who can reach this finish line first. We've got 6 legs to go, and the Spanish in prime position.
They're setting it up here. They'll gain the right of way when they manoeuvre the boat here, so they don't need to worry too much about the Australians. They just need to worry about the gate. Now for the black foils, they want to keep things tight as we're heading down to the bottom of the course. Australia, oh, there's a late decision there by Slingsby. That doesn't look like the perfect manoeuvre, but it's so tight. Oh, there's just one turning mark at the bottom of the course here. Spain, they take the right turn. They're going to go round, but New Zealand execute a nice turning. Advantage New Zealand at the moment. As we head towards that boundary on the shoreline there, the Spanish will be able to manoeuvre away, but the black foils are coming as all 3 boats head off in the same direction. It's just a boat speed race at the moment.
A boat speed race, but there is so much pressure on every maneuver they make, especially as they get in close to the shore and it gets gustier. They cannot drop off the foils in these maneuvers, or they leave the door open to the boats behind to get through.
Here we go. New Zealand, they manoeuvre straight on top of the Australians. That's not good news for Slingsby, and the Spanish now, they're stretching out all the way to boundary here. So now this is a real test of strength as we go across here. Can the Spanish, with their nose out in front, make that red boat go fast enough? They've struggled all weekend, but they've given themselves the perfect opportunity right now, but the black foils are faster at the moment.
And there you get a good idea of just how big that lead is. It's about 100 meters with Spain at the top of your screen. The red and yellow. Then it's New Zealand in second place, Australia in third.
All 3 teams with 100% fly time so far. On average, we're seeing the Spanish push that ride height just a little bit more than the other 2, really putting that pressure on themselves to get there first.
Hard moment for the Australians across there, but I think it's going to get hard for the Kiwis from here because Spanish focus will go onto that second place boat right now. They'll try and put the boat directly into the wind of the New Zealand boat, try and block the wind down to the New Zealand boat as we're on board the T-Mobile for Business POV camera, and that's a pretty smooth tack out there. But Lisa, we can see all the boats heading back towards the shoreline. Where's the advantage at the minute?
Big pressure here, big pressure. The shoreline has definitely been paying all day. What's really interesting though is the whole course has gotten way flatter, so that tide is probably ripping in now, so that's flattening the waves out. So they can probably push the boat, like Emily was saying with the ride height. It has gotten a little bit lighter as well, so they can probably push the boat even more. So it'd be interesting. It is neck and neck here. Anything can happen still.
Oh, they're in a really good patch of wind on that shoreline, Todd. Spain have the right of way here, but the Australians have gone so fast across there. It's going to be a big blocking move by the Spanish. New Zealand now have some space, but they're back in third. But there's nothing in this. When the boats come back together, New Zealand will have the right of way, but are they close enough to make that count?
Coming up on the halfway point here, the grand final, leg 3 of 6. It is Spain barely ahead of the Australians, and there you see on the left side of your screen, it is New Zealand. So who is going to make the right decision here as they approach the gate?
Speeds are looking good on those teams close to the shore, Spain and Australia. Kiwis looking a little bit slower on average offshore.
I just think there's more wind up on that shoreline. They were in a big patch of breeze up there, the Spanish and the Australians, but there's still plenty to go here in this race, but the Blackfalls have got a problem. They've got to find a way through, and there's not going to be easily found. Spain positioning themselves perfectly. They've maybe sailed a little bit further than they needed to here. Could have been right in front of the Australians there. Slight mistake by the Spanish. They will lead at this gate, but they could have hurt the Australians into here.
It is a safe place for them to maneuver though. They can put the bow down, sail a wider angle, accelerate. As you can see here, 69, 70 kilometers an hour for the Spanish team.
And watch this as they hit the turbo and make the turn. Look at the speeds.
Ooh, 90k an hour around that mark. And here we go, roll of the dice for New Zealand. Desperation times for the Blackfoils. They've been so dominant in season 4, but it doesn't matter. The Spanish boat, who've also really been the surprise act of the whole season, well, look at them. Go the Gambas.
All the points are washed away to Stevie's point, although the Kiwis came into this one on 93 points, well clear of Australia and Spain. Those scores marked away. It is all one race for the title.
Go, look at the Spanish go, and of course, Wimbledon was won today by Carlos Alcaraz. The European Football Championships was won today by the Spanish. And here we go.
They're going for the triple.
Feels like it. Feels like momentum's on their side, doesn't it? But the Australians are not going away anywhere. New Zealand have sailed away from wind. There's definitely more wind by that shore.
Keep it close here, guys. We'll take them on the next beat.
Oh,
good call. Good call. That's solid call. It's not the time to roll it away. You don't. If you want to overtake someone, you don't deliberately do the wrong thing. You've got to keep the pressure on. Slingsby's been in this situation. Diego Botín has never been in a situation where he's got in his hands at the moment. He holds the SailGP Season 4 trophy.
Diego Botín now operating with a 100-meter lead. He does not know what Tom Slingsby is planning, but he's got to know, Stevie, Tom Slingsby is going to take some chances. He's got one more leg to do it.
And they're setting up here for that final maneuver downwind to that bottom gate. It's a right turn in. There's no options here. So they'll be headed back in towards the shore where they had better breeze.
It's pretty nice for the Spanish that there is only one mark at the bottom there, where that gate's unfortunately, we've just ended up with one mark, and it just means total control for the Spanish because Australia have to follow. Okay, the Australians are going to want to try and keep this. They're going to set it up after the next manoeuvre. They'll try and manoeuvre away first and then rely on their boat speed to get round the Spanish. But New Zealand, wow, huge loss by sailing away from that shore.
You can see here the Spanish keep trying to sail that slightly higher mode. So they're a little bit slower than Australia, but they're sailing a shorter distance up the course, and that's just to get a tactical advantage over
they missed the manoeuvre.
Australia dipping both holes.
They missed that.
Still
The board's not gone down. You can see the board's not locking. Oh, that's
huge gains to Spain.
That's a disaster. That's a tech issue. The board's now locked. Big mistake on the tack there. As they turned the boat, the board needed to click onto the lock. It didn't. Oh, it'll be interesting to find out what that was, but that's going to be absolutely disastrous. It's a 150-metre, nearly 200-metre lead for Spain now. Oh, is this the crowning moment for this Spanish team?
Could this be a Cinderella story played out on the water? Look at this one more time.
Here we go. We set up for the manoeuvre here. They turn the boat. It's that foil on the left-hand side of our screen. See how it starts to come up? It's coming up. It's not locked down properly, and as of that, the boat doesn't stay on the foils. Disaster for the Australians. Oh, what a nightmare for them. Massive lead now for the Spanish. Can they make it to this final turning mark with just one more manoeuvre? I'm not sure if they can, looking at the angles we've got here, but the Australians are miles away.
Keep it going.
Yeah, exactly.
Solid, Diego. I think you've nailed it, mate. Just got to keep it calm. They've got to respect the basics now. That yellow line there, that is the ley line. So that means once they've passed that, they should be able to do this one final maneuver and then make it to the final turning mark with no more turns. This is it. Season 4 is going to be Spanish.
They've still got a little distance to go. Then they'll hit the last gate. They'll make a quick left-hand turn, and then it's towards the shore. Barring any major disaster, Spain will be celebrating well into the night. And here we go. Spain bringing it home. There's mark number 5. There's the finish line. There's the San Francisco skyline in the distance. This could be the greatest race in Spanish history. They won in Los Angeles. They won in Bermuda, and they've got problems.
They don't have problems. They've just called that ley line a little bit too tight, so they're having to sail really high angles to make this mark, which means they've come off of the foil here, leaving the door open behind them. The Australians are coming in 65 kilometers an hour. Pressure is on for the Spanish team to get back up on the foils here.
Here comes Australia. They make the turn, and now it's a drag race to the finish line. Can the Spanish get it done? They've got 100 meters to go.
Come on!
And they will get it. Vamos España. Spain claims season 4.
Vamos de Gallas.
Australia second, New Zealand third, no penalties. It is official.
Absolutely insane grand final race.
This is a team that started off day 1 with a 7th place finish, a 6th place finish, a 5th place finish, and then in race number 4 they came back with a 7th, only to win the final race, the grand final, $2 million richer.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition, and they just got that then perfect. They won the start, they led at Mark 1, and from there they kept it calm. They did the basics really well, and they sailed fast. Oh, fantastic. What a performance by this Spanish team.
This team has gone from strength to strength this season. They have mastered the light wind conditions and the epic conditions here in San Fran.
Congratulations, Spain. You have just won season 4 of SailGP. So all that's left to do is hand off the trophy, and to do the honors, it is Sir Russell Coutts, the SailGP CEO. Sir Russell knows a thing or two about winning.
He does well, and to be fair to Russell, you know, he did actually, he's always rated this Spanish team as having that kind of potential, the youngsters on it. You know, we mentioned in there the team of the season, but Juan Cordona, you know, he's a grinder, but he's an Olympic medalist from the Tokyo Games, and, you know, we think of the grinders as maybe just a bit of a powerhouse position. Right. Of course, that's so far from true, but he really epitomizes that. You know, he's a mountain of a man. Look at the size of him. Super fit, strong guy, but his racing and his strategy side of it is just so much knowledge on that boat. It's a hugely experienced team, and they've managed to put it together when it matters most.